The widespread flooding in Louisiana is likely the worst natural disaster to strike the US since Superstorm Sandy in 2012. Right now, the death toll stands at 13. The latest victim was a 93-year-old woman who died while her neighborhood was being evacuated. More than 40,000 homes have at least some kind of flood damage. That's according to the state's governor. And he's asking for volunteers to help clean out mud from those homes. CNN meteorologist Ryan Mao says Louisiana has absorbed an astonishing 6.9 trillion gallons of rainfall in a week, enough to fill more than 10 million Olympic-sized pools. Well, first responders are frantically working to make sure residents are safe and secure. CNN's Rosa Flores asked one rescue worker to reflect on the work he's doing.
This search is difficult, as you can see back behind you, that a lot of the water hasn't receded yet, and we have to keep going in and out until the water recedes. Every house here has to be checked. We will check them. Our other teams will come back and check them, and eventually probably some FEMA teams will come here and check every house. We have to make dead sure we don't leave anybody behind, and everybody's accounted for.
Those first responders are getting help from a group of Good Samaritans. They call themselves the Louisiana Cajun Navy, and they have been searching the flood zone with their own fishing boats. We're joined by one of them now. Clyde Kane is the North Shore captain and organizer of the Cajun Navy. Thank you so much for talking with us and for all the work you've been doing on this as well. It is, of course, a tough job. Talk to us about just how hard it's been to get out there and help the first responders, and describe to us the extent of all the damage you've been seeing.
First of all, the extent of the damage has been overwhelming. A lot of the areas, or most of the areas that are affected, are not considered flood zones. So we're dealing with folks that are out there that weren't prepared for a flood, much less have flood insurance. So the devastation afterwards, continuing on, is going to just be greater. In our parish, our sheriff's departments and our local volunteer departments have been overwhelmed because of the amount of rain and the amount of devastation, which left a lot of smaller areas that needed attention, which is when we come into play. We come in and we try to organize and take over the areas that are just getting zero response, and get out there and get people in before tragedy happens, and before anyone can get over to them. We try to just be first responders out there for that, and we've been a little loosely organized over the years, but now we're pulling it all together under Louisiana Cajun Navy and organizing it.
And what do you think are the major challenges that the Cajun Navy and, of course, the first responders have had to deal with so far and going forward?
Just being able to, I guess, work alongside the volunteers. We're working on that right now, being able to be qualified to work with them. I guess checking our boats in, making sure the right boats. The worst part is turning people away that want to come and help, and we have to turn them away because there's just too many boats in, or it's just getting really unorganized.
And of course, what is going to happen to all those people who have lost their homes? And what about the 40,000 houses that have been damaged by these floods with mud and rain?
Well, we have lots of people on the ground, lots of volunteers. All the churches are coming together, as well as the responders. We're staging back right now over in my area. We're feeding those that are coming out of the flooded areas for cleaning their homes, and no food being delivered here, and we're feeding them hot food. But then you go into Denham Springs and all, and they're starting to gut houses. Everyone works very fast in something like this. You'll be amazed at how quick everyone cleans it out. The absence of any division here has just been the most exciting and overwhelming thing to see. Just as Katrina, we everyone helping everyone. It's not a color, it's not a race. You're a person in need, and just the camaraderie and the coming together of our state, as we always do. And just the absence of racism and the absence of just anything, but we're a human race, and we're Louisianans, and everyone needs rescue. They're our neighbors. It took a flood to wash away, but it just the absence of all of that has just been so relieving that it's actually taken pressure off of us to do this. It just really feels good to go out and everyone getting together and helping each other and just sharing those moments of camaraderie.
Yeah, it is certainly devastating and heartbreaking for so many of these families who have lost their homes and they're not insured, as you point out. Clyde Kane, thank you so much for talking with us. We appreciate it. Well, there are big changes at the